So we had, well, there's a case now going on where there's an individual who utilized the front portion of his home. So basically the pavement outside his house, and he planted cabbage on the outside of the property. Did you guys hear about this? So he plants the cabbage, and he grows it for the purpose of donating it to people who are less fortunate. He assists his wife, who's in the social working industry, and he's providing a service to the community. The problem is that JMPD now rocks up outside his house and says, "Hey, this is not allowed. We want you to remove these cabbages from this pavement here." And the gentleman who owns the property says, "Okay, fine, you'll do that." But he goes to check at the local municipal office to see if he's breaching any of their bylaws. Discovers that he isn't. There's actually no bylaw for that stipulates that you can't, utilize the space as is. He's now embroiled in a little bit of a legal battle where JMPD wants to charge him, or rather the municipality has issued notice stating that that particular part of the land is, it belongs to the municipality, and therefore it should be free and you should not, block it or anything of that sort. And he's going to court, I think, probably in this week or next week. So I wanted to just raise that question with you guys, and if we can have a quick fire, probably type of answer there. I don't know, Cilna, would you like this one, or Bruno? You guys can decide.
I've read quite a few of the articles. Do you know this story, Bruno?
No,
you haven't seen.
No.
So unfortunately, Chris, I must say I would be that guy. Like Coach Majotes, I'm that person that would have a plan. Like I show me, there are so many hungry people in the country. I'm just going to plant a cabbage outside. Like I would be that person. I wouldn't, because I am unfortunately a property lawyer. The truth of the matter is we can't use land that does not belong to us. So full circle back to that carte blanche story I had a month ago. You can't just do stuff on somebody else's land. So the fact that it's municipal land doesn't unfortunately give this person the right even to do something super duper nice. Because, okay, where do we draw the line on niceness? And I think this is what people very often don't understand about the law. The fact that planting cabbage is cool, okay, but how do we feel about planting weed, and everybody is going through a stressful time? So shouldn't we be nice and, hand a joint out to everybody that passed the place? You see what I'm saying? At some stage, how do you also prove that this is, in fact, to the benefit of the community? Maybe the community doesn't even like cabbage. So, well, I mean, everybody loves cabbage. I have a bit of a cabbage appreciation. And my family is so tired of my coleslaw, they can't even. But so I support this man. But unfortunately, land that does not belong to you cannot be used by you, even if it is the freaking nicest thing in the country that you are doing on that land. So unfortunately, I'm siding with the municipality on this one, not because of bylaws, but because of simple property law definitions of earth. Your earth stops before the road. Your earth doesn't run to the road. The fact that you're keeping the grass pretty on that part is cool and lekker, but it's because you want to get there and it's cool and pretty. But as much as we plant grass and stuff and it looks cool, unfortunately, to draw a line then between cabbage and whatever else is going to be a bit gray.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I've actually noticed as well, like if you do like these upgrades to that particular area of the pavement, and the municipality comes by, has an issue with maybe sewage lines or Wi-Fi or whatever that they're laying down, they really don't give a damn about what's in the way. They will rip out paving, they will take out grass, and they will do the work that they need to do and then leave. And then that's your problem again. If you want
that small bobbejans that you have, or the angel or whatever, because it's their land.
It's their land.
Go
100%.
beyond
No,
statutory. That was what I just said.
But theoretically speaking, it is their land, and what's done is done, and the cabbage is there, and people use that land, and they walk on pavements, and they walk along the street, and if they happen to stop by and pick a cabbage, then it's not really your problem. If the municipality has an issue, they're more than welcome to come and remove it, and stop the growth of whatever they consider to be like undesirable plants. Yeah, so as long as you're not doing anything contrary to the bylaws, I don't see the problem.
yeah, thanks, guys.
Am I
Let's see.
right, or is that a bit too cowboyish?
No, I like what you're saying, but I can see that municipality would have the right to compel you to remove it because you are on the land. I can see that they can be successful with that. I like the cowboy approach, but I can see success from the municipality side.
Okay.
Let's,
This is the first time that we don't agree. Let this be recorded. For my
Nice.
birthday, Bruno and I agree to disagree.
we're going to see how this matter plays out, and then we're going to take this disagreement and see exactly what unfolds in terms of whether there are fines that are issued, and you know what happens in terms of enforcement of whatever bylaws may be contravened, or in terms of land ownership and so forth.
And
So-
especially considering that plants grow themselves, so that's kind of where I'm going from. You can't stop the plants from growing themselves, and they're growing.
I love wild cabbage. Bruno, can we put a bottle of wine on this? So, no. At dinner, the one that was wrong on this one, when
Sure.
the judgment is there, has to pay for dinner.
Sure, sounds good.
Listen, I asked the question. I also want something.
You get dinner. You get dinner for free anyway at that
Anyway.
particular dinner. Either way, you're in a good position.
But thank you so much, guys. Cilna, now I've got a
Yes.
question for you, though. And this question says, my tenant is a motor vehicle mechanic. Due to COVID constraints, he lost his job and is now working from home. I visited the property recently and noticed cars and car parts on the property. They really are an eyesore, these things that are just lying around on the property. I have not provided the tenant with permission to do this, and I expressed my distaste on several occasions. The tenant responded by saying, that he has full use and enjoyment of the property itself, and that if I stop him from doing business on the property, he will not have income to pay rent. Please advise, as I am now caught in a catch-22 kind of situation.
Well, the thing is, Chris, am I hearing correctly? This is a residential property.
Yes, residential. Yeah.
That's what I thought. So the thing is, your lease agreement will always provide, it will always have a provision that says that you're not allowed to contravene any law or bylaw. And the truth is, even if that's not a written agreement, that is implied terms in any lease agreement, that you will not contravene any laws or bylaws during your occupation. Now, unfortunately, I cannot really see how the zoning would allow for a workshop in a residential area. So that in its own is contravention of bylaws. So I would act as simply as placing the tenant on terms, even if there isn't a written lease agreement that says this property may only be used for residential purposes. It's 100% an implied term. If it is a residential property, what are you going to do there? You're going to live there. I know over the past 18 months, we've all worked from home, but we put up our laptops and our webcams and we work from home. We don't have industrial type work happening from where we live. So I would simply place the tenant on terms, demand that he stop doing anything other than just living in the property. And if he doesn't, cancel. And if he then doesn't vacate, evict. And if he's not there, he must be sure that he represents his case in court so the court can make just an equitable order without him having to go back and try and rescind the order at a later stage.
Nice.